Tan Sri Dato Seri Lim Goh Tong was a prominent wealthy Malaysian Chinese businessman. He was renowned for his vision and courage in transforming Genting Highlands from an unexplored hilltop into one of the world's most successful casino resorts. He was once the richest man in Malaysia with a net worth of $4.2 billion. Early life: born in 1918 in Engsi, a mountainous county in southeastern Fujian province, China, Lim Goh Tong was the fifth child in his family. His father was Lim Shi Quan and his mother Goh Ban. He has an elder brother, three elder sisters, a younger sister and a younger brother. Lim was born into a rustic environment in a village. During that time, China was in a period of turmoil and unrest after the 1911 revolution, but life was relatively sheltered for Lim in the village. He grew up peacefully and had the opportunity of studying in school. However, disaster struck and his father died when he was 16. Lim was forced to leave school and he and his elder brother had to take over the heavy burden of feeding his family. As China's situation was becoming worse, Lim Goh Tong decided to take the plunge in venturing out to Malaysia following his cousin, Lim Keng Chong's footstep. He left China through Xiamen in early February 1937 at the age of 19. He worked for his uncle as a carpenter in the first 2 years, learning the Malay language in the meantime. After gaining experience he went on to become a building subcontractor and completed his first job of building a 2-story school. He returned to Engsi in 1940, but went back to Malaya the next year amidst a deteriorating war environment. Career and business: the Japanese invaded Malaya in 1942 and caused Lim to have a few near-death experiences. During the early Japanese occupation, he earned a living as a vegetable farmer, but decided to switch to petty trading for a better living. Later on Lim ventured into scrap metal and hardware trading. When the Japanese occupation ended, there was an urgent demand for heavy machinery for resumed operations in mines and rubber plantations. Lim seized the opportunity and engaged in second-hand machinery trading, making his first fortune. From used machinery trading, Lim strayed into iron mining, joining as a partner in an iron mining company which couldn't settle the outstanding payment of 2 bulldozers with him. This proved to be a successful venture, and he later went on to form a joint venture company which was one of the first Chinese tin companies to utilize dredges. While dealing in heavy machinery, Lim accumulated a wide range of reconditioned machines as well as a substantial amount of cash to move into construction and related industries. In the name of his family construction company, Keen Hot Private Limited, Lim began taking on several contracting jobs with help and guidance from his uncles. Keen Hot won accolades and became recognized as one of the leading construction companies, building the Aerotam Dam and the Kemabu irrigation scheme. Developing Genting Resort Main article, Genting Highlands. Genting Group's involvement in the property sector can be traced from the initial primary objective of holding land-based assets for long-term appreciation and development potential to the current strategic move to develop and market the group's landed properties mainly held in the plantation subsidiary, by Asiatic Land Development SDNBHD, a wholly owned subsidiary of Asiatic Development Berhad Euro, which is 54.8% owned by Genting Berhad. The idea of building a hilltop resort was first conceived when Lim Goh Tong was having a dinner in the Cameron Highlands. As he was enjoying the soothing cool breeze of the Cameron Highlands, an idea struck him that as the standard of living rose steadily in Malaysia, more and more people would visit mountain resorts for relaxation and recreation, but Cameron Highlands was too far away from the capital city Kuala Lumpur, therefore building a mountain resort nearer to Kuala Lumpur would have great business potential. After doing some research, Lim found Gunung Uluk Hali at a place called Genting Semper to be an ideal location for his plan. He formed an expedition and explored the place, collecting a wealth of data on the topography, drainage, soil conditions and other relevant aspects of the region. This proved to be very useful in drawing up plans for developing the resort. Upon conceiving this idea, many naysayers were skeptical of Lim turning a wilderness into a tourist resort. Most thought it was really risky and reckoned Lim, who was financially comfortable, to be foolish to invest heavily in money and time to develop Genting, but Lim brushed off all these negativities and went ahead firmly with his plan. After getting approvals from the federal and state governments, Lim began the project in the face of a colossal task. Among the problems were building the access road towards the hilltop, water and electricity supplies, sewerage system and fire safety. Lim managed to build the access road towards the summit in 3 years when it was estimated to take 15 years. Several sources of water in the mountain were identified. Water supply was secured by building water collection stations and water filtration plants with treated water stored in reservoirs. Electricity is supplied through a central electricity generation system with 12 big generators. During the construction, Lim survived 6 close brushes with death. Meanwhile, Lim had to administer another major project in Kelantan, the Kemabu irrigation scheme at the same time. This stretched his physical endurance to the limits as he had to shuttle between Kuala Lumpur and Kelantan and he worked 7 days a week. During the Genting project, Lim spent all he had without earning any income. He sold an 810-hectare rubber estate to raise RM200 million. In addition, he invested all the money he had made from iron mining, subcontracting and hardware businesses. The project was a heavy drain on Lim's finances. When asked to invest in this project, Lim's friends turned him down and counselled him to drop the entire scheme instead. Genting was granted the only casino license after Tunku Abdul Rahman, the Prime Minister of Malaysia then, visited Genting Highlands and commended Lim's effort to develop a resort contributing to Malaysia's tourism industry without government help. Lim managed to obtain a pioneer status for Genting Highlands and tax incentives despite its resort development not qualifying for it. He did so by convincing the government that tax incentives in the early stage of development of Genting Highlands were not only vital for them but also profitable to the government later on. The whole Genting project was completed in January 1971, but prior to officially commencing business, Kuala Lumpur and its surrounding areas were hit by the worst rainstorms in a century. The road to Genting was closed by landslides at 180 locations. The damaged sections took 4 months to repair. Genting opened its door for business on May 8, 1971. In the next 30 years, Lim continued to develop and expand Genting Highlands beyond its original idea of a hotel with basic tourist facilities. Among the projects were the construction of more hotels, indoor and outdoor theme parks, and a convention centre. A new road was built to shorten the journey to Genting from the northern states, and RM920 million was invested to widen a 10 km stretch of the access road to reduce congestion. Another RM928 million was spent on constructing a cable car system to provide visitors with an alternative mode of transportation. In 1993, at the suggestion of Tun Mahathir, the Prime Minister of Malaysia then, a township was developed on an 81-hectare piece of land around the side of the Genting Skyway cable car station. It was named Goh Tong Jaya after Lim as a token of remembrance for his efforts in the development of Genting Highlands. As of now, Genting Highlands is one of the most successful casino resorts in the world and is one of the primary tourist attractions in Malaysia. Lim's company, Genting Group, operates Genting Highlands and has diversified into many other industries such as plantations, property, paper, power generation, oil and gas exploration and cruise boat industries. In the process, new company brands were created that have become distinctive names in their respective fields, namely Asiatic, Genting Sanyan and Star Cruises. On December 31, 2003, Lim handed his chairmanship of Genting Group over to his son, Tan Lim Kok Thay. Personal life: Lim Goh Tong was married to Lee Kim Hui. Together they had 6 children and 19 grandchildren. The 6 children are Lim Seo Lei, Seo Lian, Seo Kim, T Keong, Kok Thay and Chi Hua. Throughout his life Lim has had a few medical crises, among them were a malignant tumor and cardiovascular problems, which he pulled through after several surgeries. Lim wrote his autobiography My Story Lim Goh Tong, and it was published in 2004. In the book he wrote about his early life, how he started off with nothing to building a world-class casino resort through hard work and perseverance confounding skeptics, and the people he acknowledges. Achievement and awards: Lim Goh Tong had won many awards together with his company Genting Group for his entrepreneurship and his contribution, among them were Malaysian Entrepreneurs Award 1985, Manager of the Year Award 1986, Business Achiever of the Year Award 1994, Number 1 ranking of 10 Malaysian leading companies 1999, the Best Employer Award 1996. He was conferred the title Tan Sri by the Government of Malaysia on June 6, 1979 in recognition to the contribution he has made to the country. In 1978 Lim Goh Tong set up Yayasan Lim, a family foundation that donates regularly to educational and medical institutions, old folks' homes, various organizations for the physically handicapped and other charitable causes. Death: Lim Goh Tong died on October 23, 2007, at Subang Jaya Medical Center in Subang Jaya. He is survived by his wife Puan Shirley Kim Hui, and their 6 children and 19 grandchildren. His body was buried at Goh Tong Memorial Park at Goh Tong Jaya on Monday 29 October 2007. The Black Eyed Peas, who were performing on the night of October 26 in Genting Arena of Stars, paid tribute to Lim Goh Tong during their concert. A man died recently who was responsible for the place where we are today. I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor his life and legacy, Will.i.am said in his tribute. More than 20,000 people, including royalty, Asia's rich and famous, politicians, friends, business allies and members of the public paid tribute to Goh Tong in their own ways. They either attended the wake, sent wreaths or penned messages of sympathy. Among those who paid their respect to Lim were, Dato Seri Karting, Tun Abdullah bin Haji Ahmad Badawi, Dato Seri Najib Tun Razak Tun Drive Siti Hasma Modali, Tan Sri Drive Salia Modali, Tatin Paduka Marina Mahathir, Tengku Puan Pahang Tunku Azamana Maimuna Iskandaraya Sultan Iskandar, Genting Group and Resorts World PhD Deputy Chairman Tun Hanif Omar and his wife Topion Hamid Abdul Hamid, CIMB PhD Group Chief Executive Datuk Nazir Razak, YTL Group Executive Chairman Tan Yo Tyong Lay and his wife Puan Sri Tan Kayong, HSBC Asia Chairman Vincent Cheng, HSBC Malaysia CEO Irene Dorner, Puan Sri Christine Kurd Johari, Tun Musa Hitam, Foxwoods Resort Casino Tribal Chairman Michael Thomas. More than 1,000 wreaths received from all over the world are being displayed 300 m along the entrance of Goh Tong Villa. Among the many corporate entities sent wreaths and condolences included Las Vegas Caesars Palace, Sociedad de Turismo y Diversa Micrones de Macau, Stanley Ho, and the government of Fujian Province where Lim was born. Asia's second richest man, Lee Ka-shing, sent a personal condolence note to the bereaved family, offering words that perhaps best captured the essence of who Goh Tong was. Words of farewell from harvesting lettuce and maple syrup, we have now become the most profitable resorts in the world. Before Lim, we only knew poverty. It was with his faith and trust that we are what we are now. Michael Thomas, chairman of the Native American Mashantucket Pequot Tribal Nation. He was a good man. He also understood that he needed to repay society after benefiting from it. Dr. Tan Tat Chin, a member of the Tung Shin Hospital Board of Directors. He is a source of inspiration and we salute his accomplishment. He will continue to live in the heart of those who have been touched by him. Tan Sri Drive Ng Lay Sui, President and Chief Executive Officer of University Tunku Abdul Rahman. See also, Genting Highlands, Genting Group, List of billionaires. References. External links, Official Genting website, Tan Sri Lim Goh Tong Online Memorial Hall.